Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're watching some more Iron-Blooded Orphans, where last time I believe we had a very unhappy Theta, as yet another noble soldier of Galahorn is brought down by these terrible, terrible kids. Where are their parents?
I know, really, right? I feel like with a little adult supervision. Well, I can't even say that because they do have adult
They have
supervision.
adult supervision now.
And the
They've been
adults,
adopted.
yeah, well, and the adults are kind of agreeing with me. Like, this is wrong. You guys need to get out of here. You're just kids. You're being influenced. Like, we're not being influenced. We're just little shitbags.
Yeah, if you like take a step back and like think about it real quick, these kids are technically being manipulated by a bunch of space mobsters outside of jurisdiction to go to Earth and cause a whole bunch of trouble. They are maybe not making the best decisions possible.
Right.
Because again, they're all focused on their bloodlust,
No,
especially
I
right now.
mean, that adult woman, that the blonde that they picked up at the station before Dort Station. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, that was over at the Tewas.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the station now. Anyway,
Mhm.
the one they picked up there was going on about how they were being influenced and that they weren't thinking straight and everything like that. And sorry, I spent so long trying to figure out the name of that station. I've already forgotten the point that I started at. It's one of those. Why'd you walk into the kitchen? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, classic, classic.
But the
Uh,
idea being that they're so angry and in their own heads right now that they don't actually care about anything else that's going on. I want to fight you in an honorable duel, kind of like that crank guy did. Oh, wait, he died. Oh, now I'm dead.
That's the only way main characters on Galahorn are gonna die. Just honorable duels, right?
Well, you put the red cape on your shoulder, which symbolizes an honorable duel, and everybody knows, oh, cool, now we can all charge in and gank you because your other guys aren't going to know what to do. Because the moment
Yeah.
that we break honor, the other guys don't know how to handle it. Simply not
I
done.
I think I brought it up last time. It's like if this was literally any other series and they chose to actually go do the honorable duel, it would suddenly be us going like, "Oh, why don't they just gank them? Why are they being so stupid? They should be more practical." Because there's no winning in this scenario, I think. That's my perspective. However it's
For
written, it's terrible.
for you, maybe. I think I'm already in this position that I'm in, that I'm in too deep, right? Like, I can't change my opinion on my feelings for the main characters
We
or
got our theta
Galahorn.
hole right here and you're in it.
Right, right, but I'm just saying that if they had chosen to do the duel, like, huh, okay. And I would have been like, let's see how this goes. But we both know that's never gonna happen because I'm in my hole because of where they have gone so far.
Mhm.
It's like the reason why I'm a curmudgeon and hate these people so much is because they keep doing the things that they're doing. So it's not like I'm ever going to be able to pull back. I'm not going to be like, oh, I see now. I was wrong because I can't anymore. And the opportunity they give for that to happen, they go full they go full on the path that they're in.
Well, at the very least, I don't think your opinion can go any lower, and they're about to go into a heavily populated area full of very important politics with weapons that they've killed other people with before while they're wanted. I think it's already demonstrated that it's going to be a fight, or should be, I
Yeah,
think.
Edmonton, Canada, where the Parliament of the World Government, I guess, is supposed to be hid. I mean,
Right.
to circle back on my opinion can't go any lower, I just don't think there's anything else I'd actually care about for my opinion to go lower. It's like, it's not impossible my opinion to go lower, I just can't think of anything that I care about anymore that they could do anything about to lower their
they're,
opinion.
they're gonna bring in a dog and they're gonna kick it, alright? That's what's gonna happen next.
Well, I just mean that my attachments to characters tends to be Galahorn military related. So if they go like charging through a cityscape, pulling a rampage, like Godzilla's just shooting things to cause stuff, I don't have any cares. Like I haven't met any politicians that I care about in the show as of yet. I guess maybe
or
other than
people from
Kudelia.
Edmonton either. Nobody cares about those people.
I'm just saying that I have no attachments. So if they did something negative in the sense of, like terrorism on the scale that they've already been doing, doesn't affect me in the realm of attachments to characters, right?
Right, right. So I guess with no more attachments on Theta's side, let's go ahead and see how Mikazuki destroys everyone's lives. Let's watch.
Bring me the bandages.
Got it!
Just casual abandoned railway station.
Sorry, this may hurt a
I don't
little.
remember when they got injured.
I don't either.
I think they've gone forward in time a
You
little
still
bit.
need to rest.
But our troops are short-handed. I have to go back.
Don't
Like
be
this is like
ridiculous.
during the fight.
I'm sorry.
You should rest too, Atra. You didn't sleep at all last night.
That quick, get her
I'm
caught.
fine.
She's injured.
I'm used to working long hours now.
But still,
Oh, he's seeing red. See the kill.
Nothing at all.
Okay. I can't see very well.
Don't worry about a thing. It'll be all right.
Here we're like
Bob
they're
Marley.
invincible, and here they're already dead.
Gallarhorn started attacking Tekkadan to try and block them from entering Edmonton. It's already been 3 days. Despite Gallarhorn's strength and being severely outnumbered, Tekkadan continues to push forward,
Because they're invincible.
never resting, never
Except for
stopping.
that guy, obviously.
Every time they get
Yeah,
pushed back,
he's
they
dead.
get up again.
One,
Gallarhorn has to be
two.
terrified.
Okay, at least 2 actual
With
full
Tekkadan's
casualties.
frantic attacks, they must think those boys have gone completely insane.
Quick! Take him to Miss Maribek!
Over here. Hey, you! Can you help me?
Well, honestly, since they're stuck
You
in a
still
bridge
can't
battle
get
and they're
through?
choosing to stay there, I'd say they're pretty
Unfortunate,
insane.
Considering the election for Arbrow's prime minister begins this afternoon. Only 6 more hours until the deadline. Perhaps it was just too much of a burden.
Hurry! You need to prep him first.
If you don't mind, I'd prefer it if you didn't speak that way in their presence. Because they're fighting for us, and putting each one of their lives on the line. And when you
Also,
say
this
those
doesn't
things,
make much
it's
sense
no
either.
different than stabbing them in the back.
Trust me.
I don't
have
mean the
no doubt
conversation
they're
here. I
capable.
mean the how do they get stuck on
And
a
I
bridge
believe
if they have a
they'll make it to
Gundam
their
that just
destination.
marches through everything anyway?
What
Oh,
I'm
because it's
worried
out there
about
doing something
is the
else.
amount
Yeah,
of
why isn't it on the
blood they'll
bridge?
shed until then.
So why don't they just destroy the bridge? They have a Gundam.
Orga said the boys.
They
had
want to
walk.
get across the
nowhere to
bridge.
go.
Yeah, they had
No
ramps,
home that
like
any
the
of them
little
could come
canal
back
thing,
to.
like
But all they have now
like
is a
Los Angeles had like a
destination.
Los Angeles artificial
But
river
after living
kind
through
of
this
ramp
hell,
thing going on.
I can't imagine anywhere they could go now.
They kind of are enemy number 1 now, I think.
Okay, so they're 3 days spent fighting on a bridge, right?
Yeah.
They have complete air superiority and space superiority. Why didn't they just bombard them from orbit?
We don't have time for this! We need to get into
Good question.
ASAP! Hey, boss!
Or a single artillery piece probably would end this pretty quickly too, right?
Or they could just destroy the bridge, make sure they never get across it anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, look, they did on the other bridges. That's where they're at this bridge.
Don't you think we should go and back them up?
We have one mission, and that's to protect this area. Nothing more.
To make
But
sure
if
they
we
don't
attack,
cross the
we
broken
could defeat
bridge.
them all at once, couldn't we?
Of course we could. But it sounds to me like you've forgotten our orders. This is a political issue.
You're right, sir.
Now remember, Galahorn isn't supposed to interfere with any internal affairs. At least that's what they told us.
Oh, so I guess once they get in, they're safe, quote unquote.
I'm sorry, Captain! They've broken our formation! Retreat and regroup then!
So now they're actually bringing out the people who are good mobile suit pilots who can actually take on the main characters 1-to-1.
They've learned they're at a disadvantage in a skirmish. Not bad.
Are you kidding?
We're doing pretty well ourselves, though. We've held on here for 3 days.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was my other thought. The only time that they're actually losing, they decided to have them lose off-screen. Look at all these casualties we've had.
Come on, hurry up.
Can't show you them
I don't
on-screen.
think
Lot to do.
Yeah.
Fuel and maintenance time.
Even then, it's not like portrayed as losing, it's just protracted battle. This is the war is hell arc right here.
Well, no, they're showing them all in, like, a hangar, all getting medical attention because of how badly they've been losing.
We've lost a whole lot, boss.
See, he just said that. Can't argue with me here, the show just said it.
He's always the voice of reason.
Yeah, but the whole reason we can keep on fighting now is because they've been holding up the rear for us. Besides...
There's no way we can bring an Ahab reactor out there. The entire city would shut down. If the public turns against Makanai for any reason, all of this would be for nothing.
Oh, okay.
So how we look...
Can't bring unlicensed nuclear reactors into the city. Okay.
We don't have any time to waste.
And it's also why Gjallarhorn isn't doing so either.
The river's water level has gone down a lot. I think a mobile worker could probably cross it now.
What did I say before?
Please, boss, let me fight
there we
this
go.
time.
They were
There should
waiting
be
for the
some
convenient
machines
point
that
of the
aren't
plot
being
so we get to see it happen.
You sure you
God, they
understand
just
what
need to
you're
get
asking me?
bombarded from orbit now. Just to make everything I say come true.
Alright.
Yes! That's great, right?
Yes, bombard Edmonton from orbit. Do it.
Well, no, just the area around the outside of it.
We've got to go out there and do our best to protect...
I mean, this is just War 101. You have air and space superiority. This should not be a fight.
Mika, you read me?
They got the old Cold War Star Wars treaties, basically. It's like no weapons in space firing on Earth.
But it's
Okay, what about air?
Gamble. And,
That they just forgot. All the pilots are on holiday.
It's looking like I don't have a choice this time.
I've already bet it all on you. Ever since that day. But I'm not the only one. It's all of us. We've got your back, Orga.
You have a whole bunch of psychos now.
You can always count on us. Understand? Everyone in Tekkadan.
Oh, you guys are behind me.
The election for Prime Minister is coming up this afternoon, and Edmonton has been completely shut off by Gjallarhorn. Throughout the city, there's a growing sense of unease, as security forces...
How bad does the election have to be going that some random guy can walk in the last 6 hours and overturn everything?
Don't worry, he'll be here, gentlemen.
Oh god, it's face melting guy.
Forces are on the move at this very moment. And I've been told that Isnario Farid has just come here as well.
Then it appears we have the perfect fodder to put Henri's faction at a disadvantage. If Gjallarhorn were to infringe upon Arbrau's sovereignty, I don't think the people would look favorably on it.
But he still has to get here.
Of course. I'm aware that if Makanai doesn't make it in time, this election will have been for nothing.
Why do you have to be physically present to be voted for?
I'm going to say probably some arcane rule. But yeah, no, that was my thought too.
It's all taken care of. No matter how hard they may struggle, it will be to no avail.
Then 6 hours into the voting process, all the absentee votes start coming in, and they claim that it's an operation to overturn the election.
I'm getting word that Florida has a miscount.
I want you to take all the wounded and leave right away. Understood?
Huh? But if I...
And I'll have the rest of you act as decoys to try and draw in Gjallarhorn.
Children decoys.
I know it sounds risky, but if we're gonna pull this thing off, then we have to do anything we can to win. If you don't agree to this plan, no one will stop you from going with Meribit and the wounded. But if you'll join me on this, take whatever you have left in you, and bet it all on Tekkadan!
You're insane! Acting as decoys? Betting away their lives? Do you want these kids to die out there?
Now look.
They're totally gonna
We
die.
lived by risking our lives for money. Ever since we started this damn job. In fact, it was ever since we were born.
In fact, I can't remember you guys getting paid, now that you bring it
Our lives
up.
aren't disposable.
Risking our lives for
Who
money.
we are doesn't fade once we're dead and gone.
They mentioned money pretty early in the series.
Cordelia hired them for a long-term job, but I don't remember her once breaking out a paycheck or a bank account number.
I think she's just been entirely banking on her name.
To bet our chips on the battlefield.
It's not payment, though.
The more lives we gamble.
Right, it's the idea that she's capable of paying once it's done. But yeah.
Her father sold her. She doesn't even have access to the family
Carve
anymore.
out the destiny for those of us remaining!
But you can't!
Boss is right.
Fucking kids.
Yeah.
For the longest time now, I always thought we'd die sooner or later.
Remember how Hitler sold people on speeches?
But
To do the wrong
even if
thing?
one of us loses our life,
But
that'll
he's
make
not even
Tekkadon's
here
future
right
even
now.
greater than it was before.
Oh yeah, you're talking
And the
about
survivors
show
will
Hitler.
only grow stronger
He's a
after the
Gallagher.
sacrifices every one of them made.
Yeah, that's right, Takagi.
Well, technically he's not Gallagher. He's
It doesn't make a hell
that
of a lot
other
of
weird
difference who lives
faction
or who
with the
dies.
guy who wears a face mask.
We're all one. We're all a family. For the fate of Tekkadan itself.
Family sends family off to die.
And then Dominic Toretto goes speeding by in a Ford Bronco or some shit.
You're so
I don't know what they drive in those movies.
No, I think that's a perfect
I can't
image.
take this anymore. Biscuit. Fumi-chan. I know they wouldn't want this. It just isn't right.
Yeah. Have to say I agree.
If it's the wrong thing to do, then why are they? It's useless. Just useless.
I have to say that if you're watching the show and you're like all about the action and shit, you're really like, shut the fuck up. Because you don't want her, you don't want her to stop the action, right? Your bitching means nothing to me. I just want to see cool Gundam fights. But for, again, me, who's thinking logically about this and everything, it's like, yeah, fuck these kids. What the hell are they doing?
That is my revolution.
God, she's adorable.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to parse, is what I'm gonna go ahead and call it.
Guess this isn't just my battle anymore. It's all of ours.
Wasn't your battle the moment you hired a mercenary company to escort you here?
It sort of has been hers the whole time, yeah.
What's going on? Enemy attack?
Cool,
They
you
attacked
know,
during brunch.
broad daylight when you apparently don't have any scouts and everybody was out of their mechs.
They're in the offensive?
All right, I'll end it all here. Golly's back.
Carta, leave this to me. I'm gonna make sure he pays for what he did. And then we can seize the future of Gallarhorn!
Well, one of you will, anyway.
One of them, yeah.
Well, the other one's dead, so...
Doing? Push them back.
Well, we still got Ein.
No matter how much we
No, I mean Carter's dead. She
Oh,
said
yeah,
the other guy's name in his arms, technically. So you count the Gundam's arms as his arms.
What the hell? I'll draw their attention. Try to make it too.
Everyone is...
You guys.
Guys, I don't think this being a distraction plane is really working out for us.
He had 2 obvious deaths in 2 days, and now immediately as soon as he goes on this plan, he gets 1. Oh, that's 4, 5.
People we barely know, though, so that's my problem.
Oh, no, he survived that.
Just stand here and watch our men die.
Okay, the enemy's gathering on the bridge.
But our team's firepower's so weak, they won't last by the time we cross the river.
Get ready to move, because there's no way I'm gonna let everything they sacrifice go to waste.
What in the...
Aorga! Your hero has arrived!
Wait a minute.
Eugene!
I do want to point out that Gallahorn is supposed to be outnumbering them right now, and it very much doesn't seem to be that case.
I'm gonna make sure I never lose my home again. I hope I can.
Yeah, it seems like they just have like 20 dudes on either side of the bridge, right?
We'll take on the enemy from
Yeah, but the opening narration was that Gallahorn has them well outnumbered.
Head out!
Corliss Denja, I want you guys to support the mobile worker forces.
With all due respect, Major,
one Kamaris isn't gonna be enough.
It's not a problem. Just go.
Yes, sir. I won't let them get away.
Akihiro! You can't go alone! Now what?
You know who this has to be.
Yeah, here we go. This is the big moment.
The RoboCop of Gundam.
A giant mobile suit?
Yeah, we got the evil red robot eye and everything. It's
not
great.
in the database. Let's go.
Okay.
Like a little Waldo turrets.
I guess to take out missiles, so it works.
The Leia Vignana system? It must be.
I mean, I guess technically has to be better than a Leia Vignana system since it's like built into it.
I can feel it. The pure instinct. Now I understand.
Oh, I think. Oh, she's dead. Maybe.
True form.
Here we go. It just all waited until the very last episode.
Does nobody respect a caution sign? Come on.
Properly rewarding them
Hate
is
these
gonna
kids.
cost me, but I suppose those kids deserve it.
There's not much security in the city. Takagi! We're charging through!
Yes, sir!
In fairness, it doesn't actually look like you're in the city yet.
Come on, answer
I mean, I guess that's just Edmonton for you.
What the hell is this thing? It's so creepy.
Well, that was your cue,
Can't read
Griff.
its moves. Oh man.
When somebody says, "What the hell is this thing?" You've only got one line that you're responsible for saying.
Exactly.
Lofter!
Your fight is with me!
This is where you meet your end!
Did you see that? It's the Alea Vignana's true form! Ein's become one with the mobile suit because of his determination.
And he can destroy imposters like you!
Damn you!
Man, the entire secondary cast is just being exploded today.
The Big O style punch. I love it.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Look, Lieutenant Crank! I did it!
How much blood do you have to be
Got your machine
bleeding?
back.
That
He's doing it for Crank.
So how much blood do you have to be bleeding that the toes of the Gundam are coated in blood? This massive thing, all of your blood pouring down it.
Someone, come in! Orga and Cordelia have entered the city. Just a little more. You just have to hold out a little more.
Cordelia Heine Bernstein! I will make sure.
I'm the one who takes you down!
So apparently he's been doing this for about 3 days with the Barbatos.
Yeah, it's going to get a lot more infuriating when he wins.
Oh gosh, yeah.
The session's about to get underway. We're out of time, Mr. Makanai.
His head is just so huge.
What did you just say?
I feel like he's a conehead.
Unbelievable!
I mean, it's amazing they survived that toxic waste dump after he got hit by that car in RoboCop.
Weapons out here! The troops at the bridge are all tied up!
I like how these guys are like, nah, let's not even shoot. Let's just call in.
Right at the next light.
Well, communication is important.
What's going on?
Boss, all
Oh no, it's gonna be a blinking red. We have to stop and yield.
Looks like the radar's out too. That means
You're kidding me! They're coming into the city with the mobile suit!
What's that? They're not playing by the rules that we ourselves typically ignore?
right. I remember now. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Crank. I I was so overcome with revenge that I forgot to obey your orders and capture Cordelia Ina Bernstein!
Miss Cordelia! I am Cordelia Ina Bernstein!
Stomp.
Is there something you want
Show
from me?
over.
Capture. He said capture, though.
Well.
Yeah.
So you were here all along. I tried to take you from the CGS.
What's that idiot doing?
I want to know
Takagi.
why you ran
Buying
away.
time, obviously. It's not gonna hurt her, so...
From the beginning, Lieutenant Crank wouldn't have died.
He's in monologue mode, too.
If you hadn't started that independence movement.
If I can create an opening, she can escape.
That's right. He's not here anymore because of you.
There were many lives that
Take
have been
that.
lost as a result of my actions. But that's precisely why I can't stop.
Such foolish pride. I'll teach you a lesson.
Look out!
Where'd the other guy go?
I don't think Orca was even gonna make it.
Who the hell are you? Get out of my way!
Can't do that. I'm your opponent now.
What is your game? I must know.
Well, it's a very weird circle, this one.
I should have known you weren't gonna let us die.
I mean, Carta died
Not in a
saying
place
his
like
name,
this.
so now the other dude is trying to enact her thing, and now he's standing up to him to prevent her dying wish, which is again said to his name.
Now let's go.
Ah, my head's... Ah, I'm spinning from that explanation.
From the first moment we met, I was afraid of you. It was as
Gundam
if you were
kick.
able to see through all of my arrogance, ignorance, and doubts. Like looking into some kind of window. Mikazuki, I will not be frightened by your eyes anymore. Now I'm in
Should
this
be.
with
No, no, you should still be
Let's
frightened.
reach that destination together. Next time on Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Episode 25, Tekkaden.
All right,
Alright,
you had
there we have
you had a thought during the end credits. Why don't you share that one again?
Oh, yeah, here we go. So, last episode was action. This episode is action. And next episode is going to be action. This is 3 straight episodes of action. I gotta say, I approve. It's fun.
Yeah. I would say that my first thought is if the whole series had been like this up till now, of just like realistic, we gotta push forwards against overwhelming odds, people are dying, we have to deal with the injured, etc., 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 I would have a completely different view of the series up until now. I mean, this is real right now. This episode, this is real 8th MS Team type shit.
Right, yeah, like it literally kicked off with a bunch of kids injured on cots, all of them basically groaning in pain, and one of them with like a bloody eye just going, I can't see very well anymore. It's just like, it's literally pulling at the heartstrings right there. It's going for it. And of course, by the very end, literally, we have Ein coming in smothered in Gundam blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the this has all the elements that makes 8th MS Team considered one of the best of all of the Gundam series, also being in the mainline series. All the elements that make it universally accepted as the best of all Gundam, and where you have just the normies wandering around doing the best that they can in typical everyday. Well, in this case, it's mech workers, and the other one it's mobile suits, but it's not Gundams. And then you have like a main guy who's operating in a Gundam who has the best chance of anybody to do something, but in this case, not automatically succeeding and winning. You know, which has been the opposite of what's been happening the entire show so far.
Right. Here, though they backfilled it a bit, they spent 3 days trying to push, didn't manage it, and then decided to actually start risking people's lives and literally causing deaths by Orca's command in order to get anywhere. It's
right.
Like, yeah, no, that's good normal Gundam series stuff. It's like, yeah, you ordered someone to your death. How do you feel about that?
But now it's not even they ordered one guy to his death, which is wholly unrealistic in a wartime scenario. Now it's I ordered the charge. Like World War One, we're going up over the top, right? And a lot of people are going to die, but we're going to secure the objective. That's what I should have been seeing the entire show so far. And now we're getting it in one episode.
I guess they literally just had to build up to it. But so wait a second. Does this mean Theta, did we pull you out of your hole? Did your opinion actually raise of the series?
I feel like I'm in a desert punk mode now, where I've been standing in a hole, crouched down, waiting for the bullets to stop firing, and now I put like 2 foot up on the step ladder, and I'm peering over the edge, and it's like, oh, things look good now. This might look good. I expect that I'm gonna jump back down into the hole next episode, though.
Yeah, you're gonna just see the sniper laser. It's like, no, we are gonna ruin the series for you again.
It is the last episode of a season where I don't know if they knew they were going to do a second season or not, because it was, 3 years later that season 2 came out?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that the good guys are going to win, the bad guys are going to lose, because this is what happens. So, I can expect that Ein is not going to come away from this a happy camper. That blue-haired guy is not going to come away from this a happy... Well, I don't know. The blue-haired guy, yellow-haired guy...
exactly what he wants here, I think. But,
well, no, the blue-haired guy, yellow-haired guy is a confusing situation because it is a neutral party. I'm going to say neutral, a third party against the bad guy party. So it's very hard to tell where that situation is going to go. But it is distracting itself from the Ein Barbatos situation, which is then Ein is obviously going to lose because he's the bad guy, despite the incredible amount of motivation and backstory he has.
But will he survive?
I want to say this. We've seen Ein in less scenes, but we know his character so much more than we know Mizuki. Every scene that he's in...
He's got to survive then, yeah? Even if he loses, he's got to survive.
Every scene that Ein has been in has been somewhat emotional, because it's both his connections to Crank, but also that, my family's not a high-level family, so I've been brought up through the ranks, and you guys don't respect me because you're 6 or 7 stars, and I'm a nobody to you, but I'm also going to hold back my emotions so that I can operate in the field, so that I can then get things that count, etc., etc.
He's gone through a whole lot.
He has so much build-up that we may have seen him for a fifth of the time that we've seen Mizuki, but at the same time, he does more than pull a data out of his pocket and eat it. Every time he's on screen, he is furthering his story, his backstory, his wants, hopes, dreams, etc. Mikazuki stares off. Yeah, Mikazuki stares off into the distance, eats a date, says a word that doesn't mean anything to anybody, and then says, "Yeah, I'm just Orca's gun," basically.
Yeah, I guess with Mikazuki, so a lot of the time we're saying, he's a psychopath, he's not showing any emotions, he doesn't do this or this. He does do actions that can be interpreted favorably, but I think the real problem is that he's audience avatar-ish. He's supposed to be doing these long pauses and not showing a whole lot so that the audience can fill in what they want to feel about it.
My new read, based on what you said, is that Mikazuki is an interpretive dance given life, in that he does things, and these things that he does are the things that you're supposed to read into in order to interpret what you're supposed to take out of him. Because otherwise, he doesn't say anything, really. He doesn't get put into a situation where you have to weigh his backstory against his wants, and no, he's an interpretive dance given life. His fight mechanics are his story. Those are his words. When he swings the spear thing, those are his words given action.
He's entirely just a character who exists on instinct. Hence the whole Elia Vignana thing.
They said, when we do Gundam, people like to watch the fights, but they hate... when we did Gundam Wing, they hated the long political dialogue about the nature of humans and being...
Wait, people hated that? That was my favorite part.
What if we just boiled all of that away and gave a soulless character the main fighting Gundam, and that way he's never going to have any dialogue or long combat speeches. In fact, he'll probably only mutter a sentence or two during a fight. and it won't even matter because it'll just make him look cooler to the people watching him.
Yeah, maybe there's too much coolness factor going into this.
Well, I mean, the only other Gundam pilot who had a long speech to give him, he looked down and said, "Shut up." So, literally, he is the anti-Treize Marquis. He's the anti... no, Treize Khushrenada. He's the anti-Treize Khushrenada.
At least when Hiro Yui did, because he's basically the same kind of stoic, I have exactly one word to say thing. It's because he's literally like a trained super soldier kind of deal.
When
Like,
Hiro did it,
disregarded everything else to do exactly what he's up to. So he has like an arc, and he explains that to other people, and he goes through characterization with other people. Like the best moment out of Gundam Wing for me was when it's not Treize, it's the one who wears the mask. I've already forgotten because my brain's
Zex
not working.
Marquis.
Where Zex and
Miliardo Peacecraft, if you will.
Yeah, when Zex and Hiro go up against each other in each other's mechs, where Zex is in the Wing Zero and Hiro is in the Epion, and they both fight until they both collapse, and they just look and stare at each other, and it's like, I have no idea what the hell you're doing.
Well, there's also the fact that Hiro thinks, right? When we pan in on Mikazuki here, he's not thinking anything. There's no internal monologue that we're getting. Hiro wanders along, gotta hate these people, here's my motivations, here's why I'm not telling them anything. We hear his internal dialogue because there's a lot of scenes where it's just panning shots or him fixing something where we hear what he's about. Plus, he has the element of he's named after a legendary hero of the colonies. So we have him in certain ways trying to live up to the aspect of what he represents. Like, I'm not just here fighting for this reason. I'm also the incarnation of this legendary fighter from the colonies who's doing the same things.
Yeah.
Mikazuki
he really tries to live up to that a good bit.
Yeah, Mikazuki has none of that. We don't get his internal monologue. If he's having thoughts, the show gives us eats a date, stares off, no internal monologue. So we have none of that with Mikazuki.
Yeah, it's very utilitarian when he's saying something in the middle of the fight. It's like, oh, he's good. It's like, oh, it's that character. I recognize them.
Yeah, but Mikazuki never says that. Mikazuki, in fact,
literally this time he was like, oh, it's Golly Golly again.
Yeah, he doesn't say, oh, he's good.
Just to enforce he recognizes.
Yeah, but it's never, he's good. He doesn't even remember the guy's name. That's why he says Golly Golly. In fact, the only time he said very much in a fight was like, I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember getting pissed off at it and mentioning it out loud because it was like, because he was saying something like, I'm not even trying my hardest. And it's like, this is the first time you've been in a fight of this caliber before, and you're like, I'm not even trying my hardest. It's like,
that may have been like way back, like episode 2 or something.
No, it wasn't episode 2. It was one of the times where they were like a massive fight against overwhelming forces.
Oh, was that with the pirates? Maybe.
I think it was outside of Dort Station.
Okay.
Where they, the entire Galahorn fleet and then whole waves of mechs are out there fighting.
Oh yeah, and they're just like standing off, like, yeah, we're totally going to fight this entire fleet.
Yeah, no, so it's like one dude against entire waves and ships, and he's like, I don't really care, I'm not even trying my hardest. And it's like, this is the hardest fight you've ever been in.
Though. It goes back to the interpretive dance. Like, do we interpret that as sarcasm, as a boast, or as him just like legitimately going, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of bored here. Which is
I'm taking it as a boast in that I'm taking it as the boast because that's what he has, how he says it. He's never said anything offhand before. He doesn't go around making jokes or wise. Right? He's not our dual Maxwell, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy who pilots Long Arms, who's like very martial focused.
He may have been Fei Long, actually.
I think he was Fei Long. He's our Fei Long meets Hiro Yui. All the thought of Fei Long, which is none, because he never says anything out loud, and all of the dim darkness of Hiro Yui.
At least, like, Fei Long has, like, a great introduction where he literally goes in, tries to literally assassinate, the leader guy, fails, and then just goes, alright, well, my honor's bruised, I'm out. At least he has a character moment.
Yeah, but I think that's exactly all he ever gets. because he's not a big
yeah, he
talker.
kind of gets sidelined a whole lot, doesn't he?
He's not a big talker. He's very martial focused, which means he's all about getting in and doing the job, which is very much Mikazuki here. And he has all of the emotional weight of Hiro Yui, which is to say, just dark and brooding. So, you give all the lines you give to Fei Long, and you give all of the brooding nature of Hiro, and you make Mikazuki. And that's all you get.
Apparently Fei Long is a Street Fighter character.
It sounds right, Fei Long.
Oh no, there it is, Dragon Fighter. Nope. That's a different video game. Never mind. Well, we'll figure that out when we get to the Gundam Wing episodes. For now, I think that probably concludes it here. So thanks again, everyone, for coming to watch Iron Blood Orphans. This has been Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?